Orla, Tánaiste, Fiona O'Loughlin, the General Secretary of the INMO, has described the situation with regard to trolleys as escalating beyond crisis. September, we know, was the worst month this year. I'm asking about the publication of the Winter Initiative. Last year, you didn't publish it until winter was well underway. We know winter is coming. Can you confirm that it's going to be published before winter?
Thank you. Deputy Lawless.
When does winter start? And Tánaiste, I want to raise the issue of transport in my own constituency of Kildare North. In particular, the town of Maynooth is at a virtual standstill. Traffic congestion is at an all-time high, worse this year than any year since schools returned. There is a project, mooted project from the NTA and Transport Infrastructure Ireland to examine the feasibility of a second motorway interchange at Maynooth. Tánaiste, will you bring that to the attention of the Minister for Transport? Will you ask him to prioritise that project, and if possible, he could revert to me with an update on same?
Thank you. And finally, Deputy O'Loughlin.
Thank you, Ceann Comhairle. Tánaiste, the spectre of housing and the unmet needs are around us all the time, both here in the Chamber and in our constituencies, and until real and meaningful intervention is taken in relation to both affordable housing and social housing, 40% of our country have to rent, and that's indeed if they can actually get a house or an apartment to rent. And rents, as we know, are increasing all of the time now, and particularly in Kildare, being a commuter county. RPZs were brought in to try to control the rent, and they certainly were welcome in terms of trying to contain the situation. And as we know, that they were spread throughout electoral districts. But we have a situation in Kildare where Monasterevin has now been moved from one area into another, and I put in several PQs in relation to this. But it is absolutely, but the department is refusing to allow Monasterevin be in an RPZ zone. And rents are increasing there all of the time. Equally, Athy, which is a separate electoral area, having requested Athy to be added to the RPZs, there is a very clear refusal in relation to that. Right. So I'm appealing to you, Tánaiste, to ensure that the Monasterevin area and the Athy area would be included in RPZs.
Three quick questions, Tánaiste.
Yeah, no, just on the Winter Initiative, look, there's a consultation in relation to that underway at the moment, and it'll be published as soon as it's ready, and the sooner the better, for obvious reasons in terms of preparation. I don't have an exact date though. In terms of the Minister for Transport, yeah, I'll ask him to come back to you on that issue, Deputy. And on RPZs, you know, as the person who introduced them, it's really important with rent pressure zones that we apply them on the basis of data, not on the basis of political pressure. And I don't mean that in any kind of a negative way in terms of your question, but the Residential Tenancies Board provide the data and information and the recommendations, which is purely data driven in terms of rental inflation and how rental compares to national average, and that is what determines whether you're in a rent pressure zone or not. And by the way, 2/3 of rental properties in the country are now in rent pressure zones. So, or I think that's roughly the right figure anyway. So, in a town like Monasterevin, if the numbers determine it, then rent pressure zone status will be triggered.
Thank you very much, Tánaiste.